Hey, what is going on everybody? My name is Squimmo and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be covering how to improve your FPS in Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 4 using a few simple tricks. In this video, we're going to be covering things such as increasing your RAM speed, Nvidia settings, background settings, and in-game settings. If any of these settings do help you and improve your performance, I'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. We're so close to 500 subscribers. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is pretty obvious. We're going to go and head over to the graphics tab inside settings. We're going to make sure that our window mode is set to full screen. Our resolution is set to your monitor's resolution, which is most likely going to be 1920 by 1080, and the frame rate limit is set to unlimited. This is going to make sure that we're getting the highest possible frame rate that your graphics card can render at the time. The graphics tab doesn't really matter. This is just brightness and colorblind mode settings, nothing that's going to affect our game's performance. Next, go over to graphics quality tab, and this is going to be pretty important. Make sure your quality presets are set to custom and your 3D resolution is set to 100, otherwise you won't be at 1080p. See, if I turn that to 25, we're rocking at like 240p or something disgusting like that, so make sure that's set to 100. The view distance set to epic. This is going to give you the best view distance and obviously the competitive advantage in game, and it doesn't cost much FPS, so you most likely want to turn it on. Shadows off, they're useless. Anti-aliasing off. Textures, put that on epic. Honestly, I feel that I get more FPS if I have the textures on a higher setting. However, just play around with it, but honestly it's so little FPS that you're going to be losing. If you have it on epic, you may as well turn it on. And then effects and post-processing, you want to have that off. The next thing is in the advanced graphics tab. Turn VSync off unless you're getting a lot of tearing and consistent frame drops. I just don't feel that VSync is that useful, and it lowers your FPS in the whole. Motion blur, definitely turn that off, it makes me dizzy anyway. Show FPS doesn't really matter. I suggest you have it on so you can check your frame rate, but it's really not a big deal. Now the DirectX version, you either want to have this on 11 or 12. I have it on 11 right now, although I get more FPS if I have it on DirectX 12. The reason why I have it on 11 is because when I open applications like Discord, it just seems to crash out my game completely if it's on DirectX 12. So have it on DirectX 11 in my opinion, but you can change it if you want. Next thing you want to do is allow multi-threaded rendering. If you have more than 4 cores on your processor, definitely turn that on. You can check the amount of cores you have by literally just typing in about and clicking on about your PC, and then you should see that I have an AMD Ryzen 5 2600 6-core processor, so that's going to be important. Next, use GPU crash debugging. It depends. If your PC keeps crashing, I suggest you turn it on, but otherwise it's a bit irrelevant, and so I just suggest you turn it off. The next thing is pretty obvious, and that's removing any applications in the background. Just go over to this little tray icon up here and click it up and just remove any applications you're not using. I'm not using Discord right now, so I'm going to get rid of that. But try and keep some stuff like Nvidia Settings. I'm obviously recording with OBS Studio. Stuff that doesn't hinder your performance too much you can keep open, but try and close as much as possible. Next, go over to your type here to search and literally just type in background apps and click on it. Should take you to a page like this, and if let apps run in the background is on, just turn it off, and no apps should run in the background, giving you the best performance. Next thing you want to do is type in game bar settings. Should bring you to this screen. If game bar is turned on, just turn it off. Honestly, it's pointless. It's built into Windows 10, but I clip my games with GeForce Experience anyway, and it's a bit pointless and just hinders your FPS in the long run. Next thing you're going to want to do is go over to search and type in power plan. You should come up with edit power plan right here, or choose power plan. Select choose power plan and make sure it's on the highest possible power plan you can have. Sometimes there might be an even higher one. For some reason I only have power saving and balance, so I'm just going to select balance, and that should give you the highest performance as well. So the next thing you're going to want to do is go into your Nvidia control panel by right clicking on the desktop and clicking it here. And when this is opened, you want to click on Adjust Image Settings with Preview. And make sure that Use the Advanced 3D Image Settings is checked, and then just click Take Me there. Go over to Program Settings, and then select Fortnite from the drop down menu. You may have to search for it though. And then you want to copy these settings, so image sharpening should be off, anisotropic filtering off, anti-aliasing off, and all these anti-aliasings should be off. Anti-aliasing setting, none. CUDA GPUs, all, but I doubt anyone will have more than one GPU in their computer. Low latency mode, off. Max frame rate, off. Multi-frame sampled AA, off. Just select your GPU from this list, should give you a drop down, just select it. Power management mode, select prefer maximum performance. Preferred refresh rate, highest available. Shader cache, on. Texture filtering, on, and texture filtering negative LOD, allow. Texture filtering quality should be high performance. Trilinear optimization, on. Threaded optimization on auto. Triple buffering off, vertical sync off, and then pre-rendered frames 1. Now before we get on to overclocking our RAM, just to remind you, please do this at your own risk. I'm not liable for anything that you do to your computer. On several occasions I have messed up my computer and had to reset it, so just do this at your own risk. However, if you do it correctly and follow the steps, there should be no issue. So if we go along to Task Manager here, click on Performance and then click on Memory, we'll notice that our RAM is clocked at 2133 MHz. This is normal for DDR4 RAM, but it's very slow. So what you want to do is check your RAM's speed as well as the maximum speed supported by your motherboard and processor. My RAM speed is 3200 MHz, however my processor only supports 3000. So what we're going to want to do to change this is click on our start menu and restart our computer. Upon rebooting your computer, mash the delete key to get into the BIOS, or whatever your BIOS key is. Next, just head over to Advanced Memory Settings, and then System Memory Multiplier. You want to type 30 into here, and then just press enter. As you can see, it will change it to 3000 MHz. Now, just literally move over to Save and Exit. Save and Exit Setup. Save configuration, reset, press yes, and now wait for the computer to restart. Upon rebooting your computer, when you go into Task Manager, it should now come up with 3000 MHz, which is what we set it to, and your computer should be a lot more responsive, and you should also be getting higher frame rates. So if you did enjoy today's video, then make sure to hit like and subscribe. I'm going to be making a Season 4 benchmark video coming out in a few days, so watch out for that. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.